Now, FBA is starting to look more and more like a government psyop.
Prepare to move, live, and invest in Africa. Now, at this webinar, we're going to be talking about how to overcome the fear of the unknown, the visa, residency, and citizenship process. We're also going to be talking about the business and employment sector to figure out which way you want to go and which route is best for you.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
All right, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So in this video, y'all, we got another Pan-African talking down on FBA, the lineage. Okay, saying the same talking points from James Small. We look like a PSYOP, a CIA. And all of these guys got something in common is they all are Pan-African. Okay, they're trying to get us here in America to move to Africa so they can make money off of the people. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. I'm going to prove it in this video, okay? That's all they try to do. They think that marketing like this is going to get them to people who are Pan-Africans like them by just going at FBA. We seen lame ass Viral Way. He did the same thing. He like trying to attack FBA. And if you go, everybody who watch his channel was the same people that making content going at FBA. They think it's some kind of prize. I don't know it. They think it's some kind of, it got to be getting paid because you're messing up a lot of your business. You could have just talked to these people, calling somebody the CIA and the police, and the thinking that you're not gonna get pressed by that is crazy. But we got people over there pressing Viral Way right now for saying that we can't wait till 19 Keys get back to Oakland. They're gonna be pressing him. When y'all have to come back around y'all people, we're gonna press you about that. And shout out, I did a live last night, and to Zachary, the Israelite guy, he shouted out FBA. He said, hey, you know, it's not, that's a real, you know, that's real blacks that's doing that. You know, that's standing on FBA business. And he's an Israelite. He don't even agree with everything that we saying. So if you're not speaking like that, you are paid up or you trying to rob your own people. That's how we looking at you. And that's what we stamping. So without further ado, y'all, let's get to this video, man. I'm going to show how what this weirdo is saying. We having a lot of weirdos coming out the woodworks. Check it out.
Let me get to the point of why we're here. Now, FBA is starting to look more and more like a government psyop.
Let's put this into perspective. Just like the idiot Viral Way, they're saying that this is a psyop, right? Out of all the stuff that's going on, they not claiming nothing else. Okay, we got gangbangers. They not saying that, hey man, us hurting our own people in the streets is not a psyop. Us banging and us really beefing each other right here in America is not a psyop. But the FBA movement is, the delineation movement is. You a gangbanger, bro. Like, who are these people to tell us what a psyop is if you ain't even, you can't even resonate with the people with what you're saying?
There's actually another guy on the scene who is grifting 19 Keys for almost every word. And this guy is by the name of T3ME. A lot of you guys do not know him. He's a Hebrew Israelite in what I would call the repatch space. I'm also in that space with my King Guy on the YouTube channel. He's a Black American from the Nashville, Tennessee area. Him and his.
But now, as we see, it's always a Black American that's a Pan-African that's talking about us. It's not African people that we actually are like, hey man, what's up with this Pan-African talking? We're like, we ain't on that. It's actually Black American scammers And we finna prove that this guy don't do nothing but, like, he's trying to sell you. Like, just keep FBA out your mouth. Y'all making it worse for y'all business, because now we gonna go and talk about it, and we gonna call out that you a scam. If you trying to sell people to go to Africa, stop using FBA as advertisement to diss us, to think that people gonna come to Africa. We gonna expose you, fam. Y'all lame.
Wife have been living in Tanzania for quite some time. So he is now coming after FBA. In his newest video, FBA is a government psyop, and he would do his best to try to prove his points.
Some of these people are literally,
And I'm gonna let them play here, y'all, but it's no point you can prove. At the point, nobody should be saying that without proving the evidence first. That is what you should be presenting to people. We just hearing people say it out their mouth.
calling our African brothers and sisters filthy, disrespecting them, not even trying to have a normal conversation about what we've all dealt with. Yes, we've dealt with some atrocities over in America. We can all agree to that. But do you understand that there were traumas, there were colonization, there was a slave trade that went around the entire world? Do you know that the diaspora is affected around the entire world? Two things can be true at the same time. Yes, we are foundational Black Americans. Yes, we are. Some of our people are foundational Black Americans. We understand that. But some of our people come from the continent of Africa as well. And that is okay.
Then he would come with this plea.
So why is it an issue for us to claim our heritage when it comes to getting back connected to our brothers and sisters on the motherland so that we can work together to develop and build what we need around the entire world?
He says, why is it a problem we would come together and build and develop what we need to do around the entire world? See, let me talk about the whole idea of pro-Black and Pan-African building.
My point is, they don't never do anything, bro. We don't know of nobody. What Pan-African that you know that went somewhere to Africa or anywhere that we can say we can follow? There is none. Let's go.
That's what a lot of guys say, quote unquote, but it's BS. I mean, as we're seeing him right now, he's walking around in a damn forest on a cell phone. So like, what about that is building? They're not building anything. And I'll get into that point. Most of the people are not even legal. They don't have work permits. They're using their passport to renew it every 90 days. Most people in Africa that are pro-Blacks can't even be legitimate because they're not even registered to work there. So most Black American or pro-Blacks are not building anything in Africa. And I know that because I live here. Okay. Now, I'm not in every country. You do have certain people that do it, but most are not doing it. Then he would come out with this criticism.
That system has to fall down. And we have to get connected to our brothers and sisters so that we can build and develop something that we need and we can be able to really benefit from. Now, I can't admit FBA started out so good. I remember in 2016 when I used to watch the movement with the grassroots when it started, when they were really talking about doing things. They were talking about the struggles of Black people and what we were dealing with in America, talking about potentially coming together so we can get reparations, talking about how we need to classify ourselves, talking about how we need to, get away from the Democratic Party, real tangible things. But this was 10 years ago, y'all. 10 years ago. Until this day, as we speak, nothing has changed. Not any of the initiatives that were put in place with the FBA, nothing has changed yet.
He's saying nothing has changed, right? But what did you change? I'm tired of hearing people who always saying nothing ain't changed. We're going to have to do an inventory on what you did. What did you do? What could you do that could make a bigger change? Because this what he's doing is trying to get people to come to Africa is not it. You can start something or build manufacturing over there. Whatever you thinking that you're going to do, fine. But don't never say nothing has changed and you ain't do nothing. That's the stupidest thing to say.
And he's trying to say that dealing with FBA leaves you pointless. He talked about he was following the movement in 2016, in which he probably meant hashtag ADOS, which is, it did come out in 2016. the term FBA, I think, came out in like 2019, but he's saying they haven't developed anything. In my honest opinion, hashtag FBA has. And I'll tell you what they have done. They have created something culturally that wasn't really available in 2016 with ADOS. Now, I do feel that if ADOS would have continued on, it would have been great. And I think that they were still on the way. But hashtag FBA is being mentioned by people on the right, people on the left, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. People are using this framework to talk about immigration. You're not talking about Somali criminality or Haitian criminality. Now you're even hearing on television where somebody is saying that group, or they're delineating those people amongst their own group. And it's becoming harder for people to attach on to what Black Americans have. And ultimately, this is good. I don't think this is bad because, again, when Africans or Caribbeans or anybody is doing very well and they gatekeep their successes. And I think that it's a great thing that FBA is getting at least the delineation language out there. And the
right, like he's saying ain't nothing happened, but delineation is definitely was the biggest thing that happened to us that we can remember. A movement like that. This is very big. So for somebody to say all of this, you know, is disingenuous. But check out why he's doing all of this.
Or that the people on the right or left accept it, the more you do have a case for reparations. And I believe that the hashtag FBA and Black Americans, the foundational Black Americans, are on the complete path or right path to reparations more so than ever, because now it's becoming a part of the everyday language, a part of the culture. And that is significant to getting recognized. But then he says this.
Now, you guys are seeing, unfortunately, people say things about Africa and planted seeds of doubt. And some of you are just running with it and not thinking for yourself. So please think for yourselves. Pray, ask for understanding. Make sure that it's something that you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to get connected to Africa, think about it and really pray and seek. Don't just go off what somebody else said, man, because you see, these people don't really care. You can never really trust who these people are in high positions. They claim them.
Listen, we telling our people this. If you got some dealings that you can deal over there with, by all means, go ahead. Make sure you understand, because I did a video and we're about to put a no-fly zone on Africa because we're having a lot of people over there that needs to go home, stuck. They saying they've been scammed. They're going on the internet saying this. So we want to protect our people and don't let them get into a bad situation. We may have to say, look, y'all, until we get some structure over there to where we understand how we being treated, because they're saying that they're not being treated well. Now he's saying he over there, come over there, but why do you want to get Black Americans? Why don't you just want to hang with your people? You got a lot of people over there that's in Africa. You're home. Why does it matter? You know, let me let them go.
Self-proclaimed roles, all these different things, man. You have to think for yourself. If nobody is pointing you back to God, if they're telling you to just listen to them, don't listen to them. Listen to God. Every leader should always point you back to the source.
Now, I want to talk about these guys who are in religion. And a lot of these dudes, if you're in Africa, especially the Hebrew Israelite guys, they try to make their pleas based on religious fear. They come off as religious zealots, okay? And this is something that 19 Keys does. If you look at 19 Keys in his profile, just look at 19 Keys in the sorts of hats that he wears. The image that he tries to make, or the headbands he tries to make, is that of Elijah Muhammad. And that's the reason why we know 19 Keys so much, is because he borrowed a lot of that authority from Elijah Muhammad as being a part of the Nation of Islam. He's grifted that in the social clout. And again, I think it was a genius move, man. You know, he's almost like the second coming of Elijah Muhammad. That's what you think when you see some of his photos, a new and improved version. And that's kind of what he wants you to believe. If you look at this head wrap this guy is using here, and he does look like he high, I ain't gonna lie. Woo! This is the things that you would see like ancient or ancestral Jews wearing. So they're trying to show to their audience that they have religious integrity. And that's what they're trying to do, right? And so he's trying to borrow that. But ultimately, this is what they're wanting to do.
If you're someone who's thinking of coming to the continent of Africa, my wife and I, we're hosting another webinar coming up on April the 26th called Back to the Motherland. Prepare to move, live, and invest in Africa. Now, at this webinar, we're going to be talking about how to overcome the fear of the unknown, the visa, residency, and citizenship process. We're also going to be talking about the business and employment sector to figure out which way you want to go and which route is best for you.
The real situation, this whole plan, was to give you a sales pitch. The sales pitch was for you to sign up for this $29.99 course, and they have many of them on their page. They're trying to get you to pay to come over to Africa. Now, the problem with him is that he lives in Tanzania. He's telling you if you want to come over to Africa, you can get citizenship. Well, how can you get citizenship in a place that is 54 countries? You need to go by country. Do you think the African Union said that, hey, man, we're going to give you the key to give out 54 different passports in any different African country? He can't even get citizenship in the country he's in Tanzania. Woo! Now, the problem is he's living in a country that does not allow dual citizenship for adults. That means if you were to get citizenship in Tanzania, you would hypothetically have to give up your U.S. citizenship. I knew a guy in Uganda that grew up here his whole entire life. He had Ugandan citizenship. He wanted to go back to Tanzania and live, and he was forced to give up his Ugandan citizenship to get Tanzanian citizenship. Meaning that if you take any advice from them, you're not going to be able to get Tanzanian citizenship. And I can guarantee you, they have not given up their U.S. citizenship to stay in Tanzania. Exactly. They won't tell you that. They will also use this sort of language like the belly of the beast, the West is burning down, the U.S. is burning down. If that's the case, then why do they have PayPal to accept U.S. dollars from you? Why is everything geared toward the U.S. customers who are in the United States? If they are building over there, I'm just saying, if you're already in Africa building it up, you already have enough money, enough opportunity. You don't need to market yourself to the Black diaspora or to the Black American community or hashtag FBA. But there is another problem. These guys are known as scammers. Woo! This time last year, I made a video called YouTubers Leave Elderly Women Broke with This Land Scam. You can go and check it out. I'll leave a link there in the comments. You can see all of the receipts that I had with those guys, personal complaints, personal testimonies, how these guys allegedly scam people. In this same video, you will see victims of people who got scammed. Look at this one. I wish I knew about this video before I was scammed by T3ME, Tim Ford Jr. I can't believe I trusted them. Him and his wife does not want to return my money. Then you get this, follow Karsha. Yep, they got me and my mom as well, but they were not using Cash App, at least when we attempted to invest in the village. Charges were under a business name, so it seemed more legit. The lawyer who was working for them isn't responsive either. Woo! If you go in right now and you type in T3ME scammed, you will see many people complaining about previous experiences about T3ME. So ultimately what these guys are doing, and it's the same thing that 19 Keys is doing, and he's been accused of similar things, right? These guys are coming after, let's say, Tariq Nasheed or hashtag FBA, because if you get more people delineating, then they don't have a business. Now, in the case of 19 Keys, he is really based in America, so I think that he has more leverage than a guy like T3ME because he doesn't live in Africa. He probably has some other things going. But T3ME, they don't have anything but this. This is their lifeline. They need people to be stupid enough to send them money so that they can get what they're getting. This is what they need. And now they're coming after hashtag FBA, when in the reality is that these guys are known for harming the community just like anybody else.
So there y'all see it. The scammers, okay? And anybody who is this, and just like I said on that video, there was an Israelites that shouted out the FBA. You know, the first time we seeing somebody that doesn't have the same views, but they still understand that this is my people stuff. So if you looking at us and you doing all of this, you a scammer, you either the police or somebody's paying you. It's either, you know, and the police and paying you could be all in one. But I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. He got exposed for this. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson, man, for, you know, digging this and researching it and bringing it up. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Y'all know we going live tonight, man. We go live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Y'all tap in, call in. I want to hear what y'all think about this. We're going to bring this story up and whatever else is popping. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace and love.
Community must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.